I've received several requests for a homestead update, so today I have just that for you, a homestead update. I was hoping to get my pig breed series video out on the Gloucester old spot. I filmed the whole video and everything went well, but the farmer contacted me and asked me about getting a few additional shots, so I'm gonna have to be going back there later in the week and get some additional footage to add into the video. So instead, today we're doing a homestead update, which is what you guys wanted anyway. These sheep are really anxious for a paddock shift though. They've exhausted the resources in this paddock, so they are ready for their next one. So before we get into the homestead update, I'm gonna set up the fencing and get these sheep moved. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Since we're here with the sheep, this will be a great place to start our update. Most of our sheep are doing excellent. Here's Maggie. She is a yearling. She's Connie's daughter, and from the back, they look very similar. Maggie is growing to be a big girl just like her mom, which is awesome. Veronica on the right and Daisy over there, they're both doing excellent also. Our lambs are all doing really well, and that one in the back, the white and tan one there, that is Connie's current lamb, and that lamb right there is really taking off. I haven't spent too much time trying to socialize with her, so she might try to run off. I'm gonna see if I can get up close on her. Hello, sweetheart. Nope. She's not having it. There are a few sheep though that aren't faring as well as they could be. Annabelle had an accident a couple weeks ago and she cut her eyelid area open. Annabelle, can we show everyone your boo-boo? You're too busy eating? I guess I should have tried to film this before moving them. I don't know if we can get in here. Annabelle, if you look over her left eye there, you'll notice that there is a laceration there. Hold still, Annabelle. I'm disturbing her eating time, so she doesn't want to pose for the camera right now, but she cut it on, I believe, the chicken tractors, because she was in a paddock with the chicken tractors when the broilers were out on pasture when she got this cut. So it had to have been something on the chicken tractor. And when I saw it, it was kind of horrifying. It looked horrible. And Annabelle, of course, is one of my favorite ewes. So it was very sad seeing her like that. She had this entire flap of skin like hanging down over her eye. It was just bad. Flies were getting in the wound. So I had to use a product called SWAT, S-W-A-T, which is an an insect repellent that is designed to go on wounds. So it's like a paste, it goes on there and it keeps the flies away. I sent a picture of the wound to the veterinarian, and she said that it would just heal on its own, not to worry about it. I was doubtful because it looked so bad, but sure enough, it looks much better now. The wound is pretty much all closed up and it's healing fine. Clover here, the white one that's walking away from me, she's pretty thin. She's not keeping up well with milk production. Clover came to us as a pet in 2016, and our original intentions were just to leave her as a pet. We didn't think we were going to be breeding her. But last fall of 2017, she had reached a pretty decent size where we thought that, hey, we're overwintering her, we might as well breed her. She's a decent enough size where she might be an okay breeder for homestead purposes. She wouldn't be making really good market babies, but we thought we would just give it a try. So we bred her to the ram, and she had a good pregnancy. She held her condition throughout her pregnancy. She gave birth to triplets. Of course, one of them was kind of deformed and really dwarfed in size. It did not survive. But the other two lambs she had are doing excellent. They're healthy, they're doing great. The problem is Clover does not have the size. She doesn't have the body condition to keep up with the milk production that's needed for 2 lambs. So lesson learned here as far as the breeding program goes, and breeding Clover was not a good idea, and we definitely won't be doing that again. The remedy to fix her condition right now is to wean the lambs off of her. So I'm gonna have to separate the lambs, and she will dry up in her milk production, and then that way she'll be able to start retaining her own calories that way. Fiji is in the same condition as Clover, but not for the same reason. Fiji is going on 10 years old soon, and she has been a fantastic breeder for the last 8 years of her life and has consistently produced good stock, has been a great mother. She's held her condition, never had issues until last year. She had a set of twins last year, and she was struggling holding her condition then, and she was getting thin. So I weaned the lambs off of her, and she slowly regained her condition. I was debating whether to breed her or not, but she had gotten back to a really healthy weight by the time it was breeding time. So I thought I'll give her 1 more year. And once again, that probably wasn't the best decision. She had 2 wonderful lambs again this year, but she's just really not able to keep up with it. So Fiji is definitely getting cold from the breeding program. So the lambs are going to be weaned off of her pretty soon. We'll see if we can get a little bit more condition back on Fiji, and then we will have to, of course, make other arrangements for her. So Fiji has just gotten too old. She's aged out, and Clover just didn't have the right body conformation to be producing babies and the milk necessary to feed them. And how are my doggies doing? Blue is hiding here underneath this tree. Where's Willow? Where did Willow go, Blue? There's Willow. Hi, Willow. Hello, pretty girl. Blue and Willow are doing great. The best thing that's ever happened to Blue, since he's been here at least, has been Willow. He's been much friendlier and happier, and he seems to really enjoy having Willow here. So I'm really glad that he has the companionship now, and Willow is absolutely fantastic. Willow did an awesome job with a predator threat just about a week ago. I'm at our northern fence line right now, and just on the other side of this fence is a large hayfield. Willow and Blue were both alerting to danger right over here. Blue was barking, but Willow was going nuts, like she wanted to kill something. She was making these growling, throaty bark noises like I've never heard her make before, and she wanted that coyote dead. It was awesome to see the way she was reacting. When I heard all the commotion, I came over here and I looked in the field, and sure enough, I saw a coyote head poking up through the grass there. The message was received loud and clear by the coyote. It did not take long for him to change his mind about coming over here to check out our lambs after Willow and Blue's display. The chickens are still in the winter chicken yard, and it's officially summer now. So I'm really falling behind getting on top of getting the laying hens out on pasture. We do have a bunch of these chicks that hatched just a few weeks ago that are out free ranging. So they're out on pasture at least. And the broiler chickens are done. They are all in the freezer. We ordered 50 Cornish cross chicks. 2 of them died within the first week in the brooder, and then we had 1 casualty the day before harvest. There was 1 dead bird in there. But the hatchery always sends a couple extra chicks, so we actually wound up bringing 49 chickens to harvest, so that was a pretty good deal. We did have a few small birds in the batch, but most of them were pretty decent size. I didn't weigh any of them. I didn't have access to a scale during the harvest. We bring the chickens off-site to a neighbor's place. One of our neighbors has a chicken harvesting processing center on their property where they do this as a business at $3 a bird. So at that price, absolutely, I'll bring 50 chickens over there to get them harvested any day instead of having to do all that. But anyway, I didn't get their weights, but most of them were a really good, decent chicken size. On more of a personal note, if you're signed up to receive our emails, then you know that we have had hardship here on the homestead for the last couple of months. We have been struggling with a personal family crisis. In the email, I asked for prayers from you guys, and I heard back from a lot of you, and I can't thank you enough for the prayers you guys have been giving us. It means a lot that you're taking time out of your day to pray for us and give us support through this problem. The situation itself has not improved, but I have improved. I've been doing better through it, so thank you guys for that. This crisis has consumed so much of my time and resources that my ability to produce videos for the YouTube channel has dropped dramatically. In case you haven't noticed, there's been a big drop off in the content I've been putting out. This is also the reason why the chickens aren't on pasture yet, and they're still in where we should have a garden, but because the chickens are in there, we don't have a garden. Now we're into early summer, so we're not having a garden this year. Another consequence has been that we've had to do some downsizing as a result. I've had to downsize in the way of pigs. All of our American guinea hogs are gone. We were hoping to have some for a fall harvest here, but I had to part with the pigs. That was not an easy thing to do, but it was necessary. This includes Clara. Clara, our pet pig, she's gone. She went to a good home. She is not terribly far from here, so we can go visit and see her and check up on her. She went to a really nice family that has other pet livestock that Clara's going to have a little community with there. This family also adopted Scarlet, who was our bottle lamb that we were feeding. Scarlet was a little sweetheart. She used to follow us around doing all of our chores and everything, but she also needed a home where she could get more attention and care, so she actually went with Clara. So they're in really good hands. It was really sad to see them go, but they're going to be okay, and at some point we'll go visit them and see how they're doing. I also need to reduce our lamb head count to a more manageable level. So if you're in the inland northwest area and you want to raise some grass-fed lamb this summer and fall for your family, get in touch with me. Let me know if you guys want to come out and check out the lambs and possibly take a few home with you. So helping us out with the lambs would be really awesome, but more importantly, if you guys can keep us in your prayers still, continue to give us encouragement and support, that would go a long way in helping us, so thank you guys a lot. Alright guys, those are the homestead updates as of now. It looks like we have a storm front rolling in here. It's about to start raining, so I'm going to quickly gather some eggs and get inside. Thanks for watching.